Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody. We're here, most anticipated tournament of the year, Battle of BC 5, baby. We're in the top 128 for Ultimate Singles.
Yes.
Nothing but bangers coming your way. I'm Max Ketchum.
I'm Charles, and I can't wait to get into the action with you guys. And, I mean, me and Max, we haven't had a block in quite some time, so
I'm so glad, man.
I'm ready.
I'm very ready, bro. And, yeah, guys, like we were saying, the talent here is absolutely stacked, right? Like,
Yes.
128 of these 128 players could beat your ass. So, already, we're seeing Ryuo versus Cola, Japan versus the U.S., and Japan versus NA is really the theme of this event, right?
Yes, there's so much international talent. Japan, Europe, I mean, Mexico, Canada, U.S., right? North America in general. It's going to be so much good Smash Brothers. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the most stacked open bracket tournament of 2023. So really excited to get into this. And I mean, there's so many new time competitors in terms of competing in NA, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Japan players, this is going to be their first time outside of Japan competing. So really excited to get into this.
Yeah, we definitely would not get to see a matchup like these two, right? One of the best Diddy Kongs in the world versus Cola outside of Japan, if not for a tournament like this. And by the way, fun fact, big reason that so many Japanese players came, which I believe you actually told me this, is that this is the easiest city for them to fly to in all of North America. It actually extends a little further west past like LA and stuff. So
Exactly.
It's a shorter trip.
And if you watch like a lot of Smash 4 and stuff, a lot of Japanese players used to come out to 2GG events just because the flight's a lot easier in terms of shorter as well, right? Just going to the West Coast instead of the East Coast. You got to fly all over the Pacific Ocean, so it can be quite the travel, right, for these Japanese players. And on top of that, I think another big pool of just having a tournament in Canada as well is the visa is a lot easier to get into, right? So even players like Ramen, we haven't seen him compete in the U.S. for quite some time. He's having visa issues, but Ramen is here.
Yeah,
so
I know.
really sick to see that.
I'm so glad. This is his first non-Mexican NA tournament in 4 years.
4 years, yeah, it's been quite some time. Ramen also was able to compete in Japan too at Kagura B10. So yeah, we've been seeing a lot of international tango as of recently, right? It's sick to see.
Dude, the storyline has definitely shifted, I would say, since the beginning of this year, right? We really started to recognize just how good Japan was. We always knew they were good, but with Akala gunning for that #1 spot and really kind of claiming it in a big way, or at least putting up a very solid fight for it, more heads have been turned toward Japan than ever, and we've seen that they don't just have one really good player, they don't just have 5 or 10, they've got like 200 that could come here and smoke anybody.
Yeah, and Ryuo is definitely getting a taste of some of that American talent. I mean, when it comes to American styles, Cola is not going to stray from it. Pressure is always on with this Roy, right? And very quick, snappy pressure at that.
Yeah, we've talked about several times over the years how kind of the playstyle difference between Japan and NA works. Japan, a lot more chill, kind of more precise.
Yeah.
Cerebral, calculated, whatever adjectives you want to throw in there, you know, to be smart and patient. That's how they play. In NA, we got the soul reads, baby.
Yes.
We just go hard. We don't let up on the gas pedal.
Yeah, and especially when you're playing a character like Roy, when you cash out with these reads, forward smash right there, it's going to be big money and big value here. And Cola is getting exactly that right now. Already up an entire stock and racking up on this lead as well. Another high recovery, but Cola waiting for it.
Oh, that shield pressure just all over him. The up airs, the down tilts. It's all so safe, but
Great
Ryuo
trade.
knows he can trade with that up B. Yeah. Hey, Roy's up B, pretty much just as exploitable as Crom's if you know the matchup. If you got certain tools in your character's moveset, a long-lasting aerial like that really does prove to be a thorn in his side every time he's off stage. Let's see if Ryuo can repeat that. Actually claiming the lead right now, ever so slightly. But yeah, you can't get a banana punish on that down tilt at close range like that. It's a little bit too safe. Oh, no jump. This man is done yet again. A trade with the up B. It's that easy, folks. Well, it's not when you're fighting Cola, but if you're playing this well like Ryuo is, it can look effortless.
I love the forward tilts coming out from Ryuo. Even the down tilt into the forward tilt set up for that situation on the ledge into another forward tilt. And again, just trading with that up B. As long as you trade with the up B and Roy's off stage with no jump, that's going to be the stock, right?
Exactly. Even though it's not optimal in terms of damage to do something like down tilt to forward tilt, the angle it sends at, I mean, the reward you get is potentially a stock instead of just a combo. So I love this play so far. Both players really on point. Cola picking up a grab, looking to even the field, but no, it looks like Ryuo's just a little too hard to catch.
Okay, the banana going into the control of Ryuo. Oh, up and over, but the up air stuffing everything out. The frame trap's perfect, but the armor through that situation. But again, just back and forth with these competitors here. Already down to the last stock. This is very fast pace. Really good stuff on Ryuo, just keeping up with Cola. That's already a feat that I know a lot of Japanese players can struggle with.
Yeah, and to just close the door on the set or on this game one is all that's left to do, right? But Cola, he knows one side be at the ledge, one forward smash on a tech chase, it could all go his way so quickly.
Banana in hand here. Going to give Diddy a lot more options on the ledge. Just goes for the ledge roll, tosses the banana, the tech chase, the jab, the backer, but not the sweet spot.
Oh, dude, that was so close. I feel like he probably would have died. All that rage on Roy, too. We're down to a last hit scenario, Charles.
And Diddy can really thrive in these scenarios. All you really need is that down tilt, but the parry. Cola knows exactly when and where Rio wants to go for the swing. Gets the parry, gets the forward tilt. Great job on Cola's end.
Cola was thinking the same thing you were, man. Oh, yeah, all he needs is that down tilt, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to parry it, let that forward tilt rip, clean up game one. But, man, he had to work for it. Some of those early kills off stage really set Cola back after a pretty hot start. So good on him for keeping his head on straight, just, you know, evening it out and then finishing the job.
Yeah, and I just love the decision-making coming out from Ryuo. It's kind of a tongue twister sometimes. Ryuo is doing a great job in terms of positioning too, right? We mentioned the forward tilt. Even though it's not optimal in terms of damage, you also have to think about optimization in terms of positioning for the matchup, right? And that's something that we're seeing Ryuo do an incredible job at here with the forward tilts, the down tilts, and we'll see what the game plan is here for this game number 2. Town and City is the pick. We're going to have a much larger stage, higher ceiling, but I think you just want the room to work with Diddy, right?
Yeah, you love having a little bit of extra room to breathe, you know, find some whiff punishes on Roy, right? If you can get away from him, you can bait him to swing at open air, and then that banana comes through. Such a bread and butter strategy for Diddy Kong, so I like the stage choice. I'm assuming Cola probably took FD off the table.
Yeah, that's such a strong Diddy stage throughout multiple Smash games here. And, I mean, just from my knowledge of just what Tweak thinks about this matchup, Tweak believes that Roy does have an advantage. Just that speedy character that can pressure Diddy so Diddy can't get so much of those banana sets up, right? Usually Diddy Kong is a character where if you give Diddy too much space, then you're always fighting Diddy with banana.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like typically people think Diddy does well against sword characters because they do love swinging at the air, which is just off the table against this guy, but Roy snaps to the ground so fast due to his fall speed, right? And that makes it really tough for Diddy to pin him down and even have just the time to react.
Yeah, and of course, Crom and Roy not falling into that traditional sword character. Oh, but gets the air dodge into the forward smash. Welcome, that is the American reset right there.
Yeah, bro, let me finish sipping my Red Bull before you do some shit like that. Come on.
Oh, the down air, that would have been really saucy, but not going to connect that. Rio trying to set up on the ledge here, gets the banana out in hand, just needs one hit of the banana, but Cola not giving it to him, just really navigating around this banana so well.
Oh, and Cola making so much happen off these tech chases. He whiffed that one, but still, Roy has such fast normals that you can kind of try to call out a certain tech option, miss, and then cover the next one, or at least still be net neutral and not get punished for whiffing. So we're seeing him make a lot of use of that. Oh, trying to just jump out of the corner, but the anti-air almost comes through. Yeah,
only one hit connects. The back air should do the trick here, especially those smaller side blast zones of Town and City. 78% here, we'll see. I mean, we've seen Diddy output, right? Diddy damage output, especially at that earlier percent, especially if you can chain banana slips into down airs. We'll see if Rio has those on deck here. There's the down throw, goes into the upper, gonna get the platform extension, gets the regrab here. Great damage, 45.
Yeah, and this is a lot of ground to cover, though. You know, you have so much work to do in order to just even this one up. Diddy doesn't really thrive in that situation. And Roy does in the last hit ones because he has so many ways to just close the door on one final stock. You're going to see the forward air edge guard come through from Cola, put himself up 2-0. He's looking great here. We are in best of 5 territory now, folks, by the way.
Yeah, and I like the positioning from Cola. Cola knows, hey, I'm up an entire stock. Let me just drift off stage and react to what kind of option. I think both the positioning there covered both monkey flip and directional air dodge in. So a little bit of a greed option there, but Ryu probably just need that little extra on that recovery to get back. Unfortunately, Cola understanding the situation and putting everything forward in terms of offense, right?
Exactly, yeah, just pedal to the metal. We were talking about that American style. Cola, I think, really embodies it more than anybody, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason to hold back when you're feeling yourself. And I think momentum is kind of more of a real concept in the NA players' minds than in Japan, right? They're very focused on being safe, precise, etc. But here, when you know someone is mentally cracking, just go, go, go. And that's what Cola's been doing. Let's see, though. Ryo, great start to this game 3 here. probably a better start than he's had in any of the games.
Yeah. I think Ryo getting a lot more comfortable here with the speed that Cola is playing at and the pressure, and knowing once you kind of get a feel, okay, my opponent's going for some of these harder reads, and maybe not so committal with some of these air dodges and stuff like that. Maybe you're just going to double jump in more of these situations. We'll see if Ryo can kind of catch on to that and not get forward smash so much, right? That's the main thing, because with Roy, the reads, you get so much out of it. So you really got to try and mitigate that. Offstage situation, the banana should be enough. No, saves the double jump in. What?
Excuse me?
Okay, well, that definitely worked.
I don't know if that was just a happy accident or like if he's done that before and that's one of his things, but I could see it, right? The fully charged barrels can catch neutral get up and punish really hard. There's a ton of knockback on that if you didn't know. Now you definitely do. So here we go. Ryo taking the first stock, and we were talking about it before. Diddy, not so great at playing catch-up, but when it comes to holding a lead, he's one of the best in the business. Let's see what Ryo can do from this position. Wow, the parry giving him so much time that he could dash left and then let the forward tilt rip.
Oh, barely making it back. Went for a neutral off stage. I don't know if that was an input error or not, but still making it back in time. That Diddy back air so safe on block here. Okay, nope, not going to go for the side switch there. The monkey flip to the center stage, crossing up the shield. Platform tech chase, goes for the banana pluck. Not going to connect.
That's how you know we're spoiled by tweak gameplay. Looking for the side swap under the stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good mix-up as well, right? Oh, tried to get the banana slip into the recatch there. Doesn't get the slip, doesn't get the recatch here, but still holding on to this lead. Ryo doing an incredible job. Still surviving, and you can't make it back in great edge guard.
Ryo holding onto the lead, but Cola holding onto the banana, and the fact that that snipe off stage actually made the difference. Wow,
we got those! We got those!
We got big reversals off the ledge. Diddy with the banana in hand. Can't sleep on him, even when you're ledge trapping him. He's always got some kind of trick up his sleeve. Hold up.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait, this is a regrab. That's going to be it, and that is game 3 going to Ryo. Incredible job, great adaptation, and I mean, we're starting to see the more technical side come out here, which is very expected from these Japanese players. They're very to the T when it comes to their punish game. The technicality, I think that's where they really shine.
They do not drop setups. That's, I think, probably like the crown jewel of the Japanese playstyle. They're just rock solid when it comes to execution. And, you know, we were talking about how American players have that killer instinct. Japanese players do too. It's just once you land into their trap, everything will go perfectly. You can't expect them to drop it. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
And Ryo looking so pixel perfect in the end of that game 3 right there. But we're taking things over to Hollow Bastion, just going to switch it up a little bit, add one singular platform in the middle to the mix. I think this is good for Roy and sword characters in general, but Diddy really likes this layout too. Yeah,
Nair extensions, right? You can go Nair onto a platform, do another Nair, just get some of these extra damages when it comes to percentages here. Okay, going for some of these trades. I love the cross-up, but the up B, going to have that armor as well, so even if Ryo swung in that situation, still going to get a lot of damage. Goblin is a Roy player that is, you know, very excited to use that grounded up B. Cola not so much, but just a difference in style, right?
Exactly, and it's really good for just shutting down block strings, of which Diddy has so many when it comes to Z-drop aerials and then a tilt on the ground afterward, for example. So you got to really be precise when it comes to hitting his shield. You got to either do it from the absolute maximum distance or just hold shield after you land something safe on him.
Yeah, in the beginning of the set, we saw Cola going for more Z-drop aerials, kind of holding onto the banana a little bit longer, now opting to kind of use this banana more frequently, goes for the Z-drop there, tries to get the edge guard. That definitely a little bit more worth. Oh, the trade though on the forwarder, it's still enough, not even back air required.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at such a low percent. I think he was at like 109 before the forward air connected, and Roy's Bear, much weaker than his back air, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and Ryo not going to pull the trigger on the up smash, maybe thinking not enough rage, but nonetheless, that is going to mean Cola is going to survive with all of this rage. You got to be so careful against Roy because this rage can be a really big problem really fast.
And after that first stock went down for Ryo, it's been all about Cola. Roy so good at steamrolling just a little bit of momentum, but hold on, Ryo going to cool him off a bit with that up tilt. Just go to the ledge? No, not going to ledge. He mixed me up too here in the commentary chair.
All the mix-up all the time here, and up tilt's such a great Diddy move. I know you're a big believer of that move. Just great at closing out stocks as well.
Yeah, definitely a little fall from grace in Smash 4. Is larger and stronger, but still, it fills a niche in this game that Diddy otherwise can't cover without, you know, risking you falling out of up smash, for example. So here we go, though. Looks like Ryo still has that fighting spirit in him, bro. He has brought this all the way back to even, looking for the angel drop at the ledge. Not into a dare, though. Just playing it safe, trying to cover some space with forward air. And even though Cola got past the ledge trap, he's not getting past Ryo.
Wait, is there a double jump? Okay, doesn't matter. Still gets to the ledge here. Ryo doing a great job. A lot of pressure and a lot of damage. Huge swing of momentum. I love the B reverse into the back air. Great stall of the double jump to kind of fading back and returning the favor with Cola's own anti-air, that up tilt coming through, and, well, that move's really strong. So
it is, but I'm still shocked to see a kill as early as 120, Charles. We've seen an early fair and an early up tilt from Roy, both sealing the deal on these stocks, setting Ryuo back quite a bit, and now he's got to finish the job or else Cola's just running away with this one. Okay, there we go, down tilt up smash, all reliable. You're down about 40, Ryuo. Do you have what it takes? One big opening like this. Oh, the banana missed.
That was such a huge drop coming out from Ryuo. And usually we don't see Japanese players drop those setups, right? That banana would have extended at least into one more aerial. Goes for the air dodge instead of the B reverse. Goes to the ledge here. The swing does not get punished. Okay, down tilt. Oh, tries to set up the nair into the downer. That would have been the stock if DIing out. Okay, banana in hand for this ledge trap.
We saw 2 American air dodges from Ryuo, by the way. Roy, probably the worst character to be doing that against. He punishes so hard with side B, with forward smash. Oh my god, but suddenly Ryuo back in this, and also leading by about 40%.
The trade goes for the forward, so that's it. Just like that, the forward air for the cherry on top, the pop-off, and we are going into a Game 5 situation. Ryuo adapting and prevailing over this pressure Cola's going for here. And again, we're not seeing some of these air dodges that Cola can get these big forward smashes on. We're seeing a lot more double jump resets coming out from Ryuo. Great adaptation and really just staving off the pressure. And I think that's the big hump that a lot of Japanese or international players have to go against when playing anyone from NA.
Yeah, exactly, man. Once you figure out the playstyle a little bit, have that time to adapt, that's when I think the Japanese players really thrive. And it also shocks me that, you know, until very recently, best of 5s were a rarity in Japanese tournaments, right?
Yeah.
So for adaptation to be one of their strengths, but typically playing in a very short set environment, it's pretty impressive. All that said, though, we're running it right back to Hollow Bastion. Wow, Cola almost meeting with an unfortunate fate. Shout out to the Happy Mask Salesman. Oh, god damn!
Okay. I don't know if Ryuo just adapted or was like, you know what, I can play like this too.
Yeah,
because we're seeing some American air dodges and some American resets coming out from Ryuo, but
no.
Man, this time not catching an air dodge, but actually catching the aggression, and Cola getting the read and getting that forward smash. This is a really early lead for this Game 5.
Yeah, man, the temptation to American air dodge is always there against some of Roy's little setup hits like the jab and stuff, but when you swing back on him too and you fight that urge, guess what? He's got a sword and you don't. So he will take that any day of the week. He can out-button you. He can punish your air dodges. Doesn't matter.
Is that the American mash?
I guess so. Anything bad, it's the American version of it. But also, we got Ryuo wearing the Mickey Mouse shirt, by the way. I love the fashion from these guys. But this is no Mickey Mouse Diddy Kong.
And definitely no Mickey Mouse tournament, right?
Yeah, oh my god.
This is the exact opposite of that. Incredibly stacked. Like we said, oh wait, the barrels turning clockwise. Oh, not going to connect here, but Monkey Flip shouldn't get the KO, but is going to set up for this offstage situation. Tries to get the trade, instantly goes back to the ledger, tries to get the up tilt, the down tilt, the back air, does get the frame trap, and we are going to be even 2 apiece here for the stock count.
Down by 90, though. Once again, Diddy not great in this position. He doesn't have too many X-Factor options, right? Nothing that's a super, super hard punish. He'll get his 30, 40, maybe even 50 off a grab at low percents. But other than that, it's what? Like Angel Drop? You know, there's no way.
Something down air. Like, that's the only cheese Diddy's going to do, right?
Right, and Cola is certainly privy to that. I mean, he's tangled with the best Diddy Kongs for years over here in NA.
Oh, this up smash should do the trick. What a cross-up. And both players there on that second stock went for a lot of tricky cross-ups. Even Ryuo had a great one with the back air there. But able to get at least some damage before going into this tail end. We'll see how much extra credit Cola can get on this very last stock, on this very last game of the set.
Yeah, it's all down to this, Charles. We could see Ryuo's winner's bracket hopes and dreams go out the window here, but he's got to figure something out fast.
Okay, catching some of the aggression, going up and over with the monkey flip. Cola definitely has the speed with Roy to punish some of these monkey flips, so we'll see if he catches on towards this tail end. Spot dodge, gonna go into the forward air, early up B.
Yeah, Cola's been so good at avoiding the ledge setups.
Yeah, past game 1, we haven't seen too much edge guards coming out from Ryuo. Incredible job from Cola, just adapting to a lot of these trades, just throwing some of the delays on these double jumps, the positioning of the double jump, and the up B as well.
Wow, very tricky there. Ryuo not only getting Cola in his grasp, but plucking a banana in the process, baiting him to come in, and suddenly the margins have shrunk, only 35% down. But Cola coming back with a vengeance here.
Oh, is that it? Off the side B? Oh my goodness, that is so broken!
Wow. Cola with the perfect delay, the perfect jump angle after that. And hold up. Oh, wow. I think Ouch just defeated Mr. R. And the crowd is going wild in the background. Guys, international scuffles. Certainly the theme of the weekend. We have Canada versus Netherlands. We have U.S. versus Japan. We're going to see a whole lot more of that. I think there are probably, I would guess 12 countries minimum represented here.
Minimum, for sure. And, I mean, that's the greatest thing about this tournament. I think about Smash Brothers in general. I mean, we're such a large community, and it's such a large worldwide community. And when we get to see all this international talent, all these different play styles, different characters really come together, and you see that clash, it's just so beautiful, man.
It's beautiful, man. You think, like, soccer and then fighting games. Those are the two most international sports in my book, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I love how, despite any language barrier or anything like that, the language of Smash is universal. And we're going to take a peek at some of the hypest moments of that set because, damn, that was a good one. Game 5, down to the last stock, just to start things off for us on this block. These players, they might be fans of us, Charles, because they're giving us a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving everyone here a good show. And even you guys, the viewers at home, an incredible show. Game 5. I definitely would have liked to see Ryuo get a little bit more damage, make that last stock competitive, but Cola just had the exact confirm. Like you said, the slight delay on the double edge dance there towards the end and off the jab as well. Roy can get very ridiculous with certain confirms with or without rage in these certain scenarios, right? And when you are able to line up that jab, that double edge dance is so powerful. This up B
that was
kill
so
the barrels
goofy,
was
dude.
so
That
funny.
was a Mickey Mouse up B, but it worked, dude. It worked.
Yeah, shouts to the drip, the Mickey Mouse up B.
All right, well, man, what a great set that was, just all the way through, though. And you really saw kind of like the creative Japanese style of Diddy. There are definitely some key differences between like Ryuo and Tweak, right? Or Ryuo and Aaron. And I would love to see players like this come out more to NA and also more North Americans go out to Japan. It's just like mixing styles and learning the way that everyone plays worldwide. So important.
Oh, yeah, and it's really interesting to see a character like Diddy become more popular just outside of Tweak, Aaron, and stuff like that, right? It's just now more of an international character, and we're seeing this character have success in multiple fronts, in multiple regions, in multiple countries, right? It's really cool to see. And Diddy, always a classic character, if you will, when it comes to the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Exactly, man. I feel like, in Melee they added like Marth, Sheik, Falco, like those are iconified in Smash. Yes. And then Brawl added some real good ones, Diddy Kong, Meta Knight, Wario, who are just kind of evergreen, and like you associate them almost more with Smash than their own games.
Yeah. It's really sick to see. So we got a button check here because, this stage is not legal here. But
Hey, this is two more characters I think that are kind of going to go down in history as Smash Brothers characters, Wolf and Pyra and Mithra. So it's going to be MKLeo versus Ouch. Banger of a set coming your way.
Man, it's so crazy that we're getting these kinds of sets already, right? And we just started this block of top 128, but that is how thick the talent pool here is at Battle of BC, man. It's just, you're going to get these crazy sets. Ouch went on one hell of a run at Battle of BC4, and Battle of BC4 really showcasing the beginning of bringing out all this international talent. They brought out a lot of Japanese players, I believe 3 of them, right? Ken, Shuton, and T. And there was a lot of banger sets in that Battle of BC4. And honestly, what a crazy jump from Battle of BC4 to Battle of BC5. Shout out to the whole team at Gallant Gaming, just really bringing out all this international talent here.
Big facts, man. Shout out to Deer, to Lean, to Triple Threat. These guys are honestly crushing it. And Samuel, too, who I think like was kind of the X factor of this tournament, right? He really put in hella work as the talent manager, making sure to get some of the best players in the world from all over the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I mean, if you're not already sold on coming to Battle of BC6, please think about it for next year. And it's not the only raid tournament in Canada. We got Gommel coming up in July as well. So would love to see you guys out here. Get your passports. Like, what are you doing? Living isolated to one country? I can't imagine it, bro. Even if it's America, greatest country in the world. Like, fuck that shit, man. Get your passport. Come out here.
Oh, yeah, and Vancouver is such a beautiful city. Reminds me a lot of Seattle, but, man, like, just the architecture and being on the waterfront, it's so beautiful out here, man.
It is, dude. You walk outside of the venue, and you're literally on Vancouver Harbor, and
It's
you can
so
look out
great.
at the mountains,
It's
the
amazing.
harbor side. There's a cruise going to Alaska parked right outside the venue right now.
Yeah,
I saw that on my way in here. Crazy.
And even for me, I'm from Hawaii, so I get a little picky when it comes to waterfront and how nice it looks. But
True.
I gotta say, Vancouver, you got a 10 out of 10 for me, man.
They delivered.
They delivered.
Yeah.
All right, so getting right into it, we got Ouch, we got MK Leo. The button check is over, and Leo sticking it out with the Aegis. And Leo, another player that there's a ton of question marks, right? We know that this player's potential, I mean, has been the best player in the world for practically all of Ultimate's lifespan, but now there's kind of a question mark next to who's the best player in the world.
It's certainly a toss-up. So, I don't know, man. At this point, obviously, Leo is still the favorite to take it over a player like Ouch. But, like you said, it's really kind of in question who's going to get ranked #1 at the end of the season. And the fact that Leo is not the front runner is crazy. Like, right now, it's between Akala and Spargo, I would say. If I had to take a wild guess right now, I would say it's one of those two.
Yeah,
so, Leo, he has a few paths to maintaining his #1 status. One of them is certainly by winning this event. Anything less than first here, and it could be rough for him. So you know he knows that. And you know he wants to defend the title. So he's going to be going as hard as possible this weekend.
Yeah, and Leo still has some crazy wins under his belt as of this year. That Genesis win, right? I mean, that is insane. So if you're able to get this tournament, it's going to be such a big deal for ranking. And that's everyone in contention for top 4, right? Akola, Spargo, Tweak, Leo. There's so many players going for that spot right now. But then we also have these really hungry players that are up and coming like Ouch. And it almost feels like a crime saying up and coming because he's already been there, right? Ouch, one of the best to do it in Canada. Really still putting this character Wolf on the map. Along with Jackal.
He got top 3 at Battle of BC4, if I'm not mistaken.
Had one hell of a run at Battle of BC4, yes.
He beat Riddles, the best player in Canada, right, which is a huge statement for him. And then, it's funny, I think T played Kazuya and cleaned him up right afterwards. So
right.
It just goes to show how many layers there are to skill at this game and how many different ways you can be good. But hold on, Ouch actually leading on Leo by about 30% right now. Gotta think, when is the last time Leo played a Wolf this good? Probably never, because none of them are, or like Jackal and Ouch are the 2 best Wolves. Anyone else, it's almost unviable practice, I'd say. Sorry to the other Wolves out there. I'm sure I'm forgetting some beast, but...
Right, and I think at this point of the meta, Wolf used to be, now if we give a little history lesson on Wolf, used to be a very relevant meta character in the first couple years of Ultimate, but now I honestly want to say Wolf feels a little outdated, quote-unquote, to Fighter Pass 2 meta alongside it with like Palutena and stuff like that. So the thing about Wolf that makes Wolf great, and maybe you can make Wolf work in this meta, is if you are crazy on hit, very reminiscent to Charlie the King, right, where you can really take this character as far as possible to Wolf Flash to try and cover the recovery, and Ouch with the lead here versus MK Leo. Yeah,
up a stock here and actually turning that around, making that edge guard happen, and Leo was up in percent. Hold on, though. The GOAT doesn't go down so easily, man.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to see a switch to Pyra after that up tilt, but no, it looks like he's confident in being able to finish the stock with Mithra. Leo, he's always been a fairly unconventional player, and one of the ways that manifests itself is in his Aegis. He loves playing Mithra at high percent for some reason. He just knows, like, the better neutral, I guess, right? Having better tools, even if they're weaker, like, I can still land an up smash. I can still land a forward smash and seal the deal on this stock.
Yeah, I was watching Leo play doubles the other day, and there's a certain percent range around 150. Leo just switches to Mithra and gets a down tilt or up tilt into an up air, and it gets the kill.
Yeah.
Or just like an up smash, right? So Leo just understanding like, oh, hey, well, I have confirms at 150, but speaking of confirms, Ouch has got the classic the forward air into the back air, and guess what? You got to do a full send forward air because you got to get the full drift in, very committal coming out from Ouch, and finding that opening on that full drift in is very difficult to get on Leo, but he found the opening, gets the forward air into the back air, and gets game 1 versus MK Leo.
I don't know what's going on, Charles. We are seeing potentially a changing of the guard here in Ultimate, and I want to point out the way he opened Leo up. Leo just stood there, ice cold, waiting for the forward air to whiff in his face for a punish. A little bit too confident, not recognizing that Ouch could drift all the way in, and that the reward for it would be a kill. So here we go, hot start.
Stage,
yeah, BC showing up in a big way in that game 1, Charles. I don't know what the rest of this set is going to look like, but Leo might be activated.
Okay, there's the here's the advantage state. Mithra definitely has some decent combo strength, but what makes Mithra so strong? Oh, we got the shine combos on deck too. We got the extension, and like I mentioned earlier,
falling out,
insane SDI.
High key when you charge Mithra's up smash, it is pretty unreliable to combo into the rest of it. So Leo, I know it's something he particularly likes to do. Up smash.
Oh my. Okay.
Dude.
All right, Ouch. Ouch is different with this character, and we always talk about the offensive Wolf being where this character's ceiling is held back, and Ouch has that intent for it. Loves this character when it's offense, and it's so fun to see Ouch on hit.
It really is, man. Looking for the tech chase into down smash off that nair as well. Like, you know this guy wants to kill you every time he hits you, and he's fully capable of it too.
Yeah, and it's about instilling the fear, right? And there's the nair that's going to be it. The head no, the double jump. Even with the angle, it's not enough. Ouch, just pulling the trigger on that double jump just a tad bit earlier. But what an edge guard.
Yeah, just dropping that neutral air on top of Aegis off stage, it's so good. I mean, we were talking about how Roy might have a pretty exploitable recovery. Aegis, though, if you're good at the matchup, if you have one of those long-lasting sex kicks like a Wolf Nair, you can just kiss her goodbye.
Wow, and the crowd just at the edge of their seats here, oohs and ahs almost at every potential stock that Ouch can take. You already know that the crowd is on Ouch's side.
Yeah, oh, no question about that. The hometown hero for sure. I feel like they'd even root against other Vancouver players to see this guy go a little bit further, right? They know he's one of their best shots at taking the title here at Battle of BC. And a win on MK Leo for Ouch would just be absolutely huge for his career and for this region. Yeah,
there's so many different power-ups here at Battle of BC. There's the PNW power-up. There's the Canadian power-up, right? So we'll see who is going to get the best of which world here. Up smash, barely out of range. I love the down air, and we always talked about Mithra down air being very powerful, and Leo, one of the players to abuse that.
Yeah, he has probably the best pulse on how to use that move. Wow, just jumping over the forward tilt. I like that from Leo, staying a little further away from the ledge, not allowing Ouch to get that 2-frame. But hold on, you're bleeding out. 160%, you get grabbed anywhere near that ledge and you're dead.
Barely alive, the extra weight coming out from Pyro really helping out here, but a down tilt, a forward tilt at edge will do the trick. Another grab will also do the trick here. There's a lot of things Leo is trying to avoid, and you see how careful he's playing. Tries to go up and over, but getting the swipe, the up air from Wolf. Ouch is in the lead here in this game number 2.
Charles, what is happening? This is also like the perfect amount of rage for all of Wolf's combos to work, especially on a character like Pyra. You might want to make the switch, Leo. Having access to Foresight, just making Ouch have to be a little bit tighter with all these combos. I don't know, but obviously Pyra does have the big swings, right? It matters so much. She also has a slightly better recovery, well, really depending on the situation, but I would still give the edge slightly to Pyra when it comes to making it back to the stage. So Leo, I'm not going to doubt his call here.
Yeah, and I think Leo in general is just more comfortable with the traditional quote-unquote sword character. Mithra doesn't really play... Mithra plays more like a Roy or a Crom, like a rushdown sortie, but Pyra more traditional in a sense of the Marth, you know, Cloud, Ike.
Yeah, and you know,
and look,
Leo,
it works out so crazy.
Leo is damn good with Ike, brother, so I'm feeling good with him on either Pyra or Mithra, but obviously you got to make the most out of the character, switch between them based on the situation, and I'm liking his judgment call so far. Once he mopped that stock up, he's like, all right, I'm going to go back to the combo machine that is Mithra. Also some really strong neutral, really fast movement, fast buttons. And that's what's allowing him to make this comeback here suddenly in the lead. It's only 5%, but it's a lead. And not allowing Ouch that drift mix-up on the double jump. He's like, I'm calling you out. Rising up air, get back up in the sky. This juggle's not done. But now that it is,
double forward air into the back air, almost connecting there. I love the delay from Ouch. Not going to get the tech chase here, and it's going to be a reset here. Getting the whip punish on that Mithra neutral air. Mithra neutral air, such a powerful tool off stage onto the ledge here, going up and over, but getting another whip punish on this nair. And the blaster even racking up so much damage. All this damage really matters.
Wow, Ouch. Swinging for the fences right there. Lets the down smash rip. Yeah, not quite enough to do it, but hold on. You got to dodge the down air. He does. Oh, and the up air, keeping Leo in the advantage state right here. Ouch, you got to make it back to center somehow, and a whip back air is going to do just that. Yet again, using the back throw, it's so stale at this point, it's probably not going to kill unless he's literally right at neutral get-up distance from the ledge.
Using the patience, and I love that coming out from Leo, but it's not enough. Ouch getting back on the stage. The high flash, and saves the high flash, and still gets back here. Leo ready for the youth greed option. I mean, so many of these younger players will go for that crazy read. Last stock, last hit when it matters, and Leo just knew exactly what he wanted. And the crazy thing is, Ouch didn't go for that both games yet.
No.
So saving that for the last to try and close out game 2, tried to use that trick up his sleeve, but Leo, it's so hard to catch him with these tricks, man. He's so experienced, right?
Exactly. He's like, you know, kid, I was right where you were just a couple years ago, and I know exactly what you want right now, right? I know how it feels to be in a winning position against the best player in the world when you're the up-and-comer, when you're the challenger.
Yep.
And just that's why experience is so valuable. You can never replicate that from sitting at home and grinding or only going to locals or only playing for 6 months or something, right? You can get as good as you want, as fast as you want, but there are certain things that only the pain of these fights over the years will teach you. Leo teaching Ouch a lesson right there as well. Now we're back at 1-1. It's a best of 3 for all intents and purposes at this point. Let's see who's able to take it, Charles. It's back to town. Wow, okay. Leo and Ouch counterpicking the same stage. Very curious.
All right, so going into this set. Oh, the nair, the hard nair into the grab. This is going to be big damage. Yeah, double fair, triple fair, and look at that, so much damage right now. But speaking of damage, Leo getting the platform tech chase, the up airs, still has this advantage state. Wow, but the aggressive nair, almost getting into this back air too. Ouch is so close in these situations to just linking into the back air, but incredible DI coming out from Leo.
Man, that said, Ouch not looking shaken at all by that clutch from Leo. Wow, okay, surprised he picked up smash. Could have probably finished the job with down smash, but maybe not confident on the execution out of a dash. You know, you got to reset to neutral, then hard press down. You could mess up and just get a dash attack. So Ouch trying to cash out a little bit, you know, just take what he can get. Oh.
The spot dodgers are coming out. We're trying.
Yeah, right? Yeah, the scam is alive, bro. But that said, Ouch doesn't need a scam at this point. He just needs to play solidly. He's up 90% on MK Leo. The grabs have been so valuable. Wolf has so many great normals, such great drift in the air. You're very tempted to shield against him, and that's what's giving Ouch so many of these grab openings.
Ooh, tries to go for the empty land into the back throw, but Leo not falling for it. And at this point, you have all this rage, but the boot to the face to catch the landing, and Ouch is going to go up a stock here in this game 3. Oh, there's the foresight. Yeah, going through the blaster there. Go reset to the ledge. The Pyra is on deck, and Pyra so much threat. Tries to get the snipe with the mid-throw again. Trying to get the back-to-back for more damage, but Leo still on this mid-throw going into the walk after the dash. Oh, but here comes Ouch for the damage.
Okay, just fair forward tilt, wanting to set up this ledge trap. Leo at such a low percent here. He could still make this back, but I don't know. The control that Ouch has been showing, Charles, in the neutral, like, he is the one getting most of these openings, whether it's grabs, whether it's landing aerials, or even just a laser to add some chip damage. Yeah, working so well. That said, Leo going to clean up the stock. Oh, and getting the opening right after the invincibility expires. This is going to be huge for him. We've seen how dangerous he is in the juggle state.
Ooh, not getting the sweet spot on the back here. That could have set up an incredible offstage situation, getting that sour spot there. And that's one thing we always talked about with Ouch, right? Ouch has been always so good on hit, but the main thing Ouch had to improve on was that neutral. And I think we're seeing the improvements come tenfold here, right? For Battle of BC 5. And Ouch, like you said, is the one that feels like he is in control of the neutral, something that we're not used to seeing when fighting a player like MK Leo.
Yeah, and you got to play up to the competition, right?
Yeah,
so when you're fighting literally the #1 ranked player for the entire lifespan of this game, I think that's what we're seeing bring out the best in Ouch. Oh, not able to connect anything too meaningful, but still picks it up,
blaster.
Cuts off this comeback from Leo just barely. Oh no!
Oh my goodness, the full hop back air didn't come out as short hop instead. Maybe Ouch thinking the up B was going to come back down, but yeah, I'm not too sure. But it sinks the sweet spot back air anyway, calls out the jump, and Pyra, you know, does have these really large active hitbox, but it has a little bit more startup than Myth. Great call out from Ouch on that air-to-air interaction.
Yeah, you can stuff her out on startup, right? And that's so huge when you're playing a character like Wolf. He's got 3 frame 7 aerials. Pyra has nothing that fast.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're just pulling the trigger first, things can really go your way, but hold on. Leo has shown that when he pushes Ouch to the corner, when he gets him up in the air, he is unstoppable. Wow, the rage actually betraying Ouch right there, making the up throw confirm a little harder to hit. Pyra sneaks out of it with neutral air. Reversal for the
down
kill.
Air? Oh, the parry up.
No, smart by Ouch, though, because you could have gotten reversaled in a terrible spot right there. But suddenly, Leo is back in it, only 13% down. He's been trailing for most of this game. No foresight. Ouch is too clean. Wow. Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm scared, Charles.
Oh, gets to the ledge here, and the dash attack is going to be enough. That move is so powerful, and we don't see Leo go for too many crazy big swings, but when you least expect it, the dash attack comes through, and like you said, you were scared for Ouch. That one little slip up, that one gamble on that hard read on the down smash, and Leo will tear you apart for that. Just one little mishap. You try to read my soul, oh, well, check out my advantage thing. And check out when I go for the soul read, I hit that.
Dude, that was crazy. Ouch so barely above the ledge, right? He missed the sweet spot on his double jump. Leo knows that hitbox perfectly just like dribbles a little bit off the stage, and it ended his life. Town and City really coming into play there. I don't think I killed on any other legal stage. 76 after the hit. I've certainly never seen Pyra's dash attack kill that early. So
yeah, and Wolf is a pretty heavy character, right? So not as heavy as Joker, but still pretty heavy.
Right, yeah. He's 90 units, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
It's pretty respectable for the most part,
or
right?
92, I think.
Definitely not that like
93.
Definitely not that like Sheik, Fox, Pikachu weight, right? So great stuff coming out from Leo and really utilizing that Pyra, man. I just want to, like the way Leo's switching in between both characters, he's so proficient on both of them, and being able to switch up the style on a character like Wolf, and great DI, but out, still getting the backer, has the double jump, gets the down air into the regrab. Oh my goodness, this is so much damage, but Leo going to be able to get back to the ledge because you get that double jump on the reset.
Leo is so good at playing dead off the stage right there. I think that's 2 times he surprised Ouch with his ability to make it back. Kind of interrupted the edge guard situation. Oh no! Okay, well now you're really dead, and you're not playing. Okay, Ouch taking the first stock yet again. Cheers erupt from the BC-based crowd here. We all know who they want to win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ouch has everything on his side here. The only thing he has to go up against is, Pyra and Mithra, very strong character, piloted by one of the best players to do it in the world here in Ultimate. And is the down air going to be enough? No. Still has this lead, though. We would like to see Ouch get a little bit more damage here, but Leo making that very difficult.
And he's playing Pyra, the master of stray hits for kills, right? You saw Ouch misses an up throw confirm, dies to the nair at a disadvantage, right?
Oh my goodness, the snipe with the uppie, and Leo pretty consistent on that. I think that's 2 for 3 at this point.
Yeah, he's really good at it, and even though it usually doesn't turn into a kill, it's just a little bit of extra damage, and it's kind of a sign like, hey, I'm still in this. Even though I'm down a stock right now, I'm still here to play. I'm still on point. I'm still fucking MK Leo, baby.
Oh, the spray this time. Ooh, okay, great recovery coming out from Ouch here. And at this point, Leo just needs one kind of tilt into an up air. Oh, but out of the confirm range here. Ouch able to swing out the nair, and that's such a great landing hitbox.
Oh, the foresight through the laser. Not close enough to get a punish off of it, though. And Ouch really getting his money's worth out of this stock. Almost in the 200 club at this point, Charles, and 67. You know what that means. Forward air to bear is real, and so is the miss tech into down smash. Ouch. 3 stocks to 1 on MK Leo now. Leo needs a miracle to pull this one off. Otherwise, we're going to game 5.
Leo doesn't make too many mistakes, but Ouch ready for the one time he does. Misses that tech, that will cost you the stock, sir. And now 3 stocks to 1, 212%. What is this on right now?
Dude, the patience. He stood there. He looked at MK Leo and said, yeah, roll right into my clutches, baby.
No
and now
way!
it's over. A 3 stock. 212%. Are you real? Are you real?
What is Ouch playing on right now? This Wolf is absolutely insane. You just 3-stocked the best player in the world at the lifespan of this game, MK Leo. Does the Aegis stay online, Max? We don't know at this point.
I personally don't think there's any reason for him to switch. He's been playing quite well. That game may be an outlier, right?
Right.
And it looks
just
like
couldn't get the stock, right?
Leo is quintupling down on the Aegis. The fact that he won that game 3, by the way, when it was so close, and he just it was game 2, where he made a ridiculous comeback on Ouch.
Right.
Like, Leo has that mental fortitude. He dare I say, has Wong factor for any Street Fighter players out there. Back in the day when Justin Wong was on top, there was just, I guess really in Marvel 2 was when the Wong factor got coined, I think. When you're fighting the best, there's some unspoken reason why you can't close out the match against him, whether it's wanting it too badly, thinking about the glory of beating him, right? And we saw that come into play at the end of game 2, but did Leo waste his trump card on that? We'll have to see. It's going to be Final Destination. Very fitting for the final game of this set. Ouch trailing by about 40 here. Leo's still here to play.
Yeah, and the thing that's impressed me so much about Ouch's play is I feel like before, when Ouch was less experienced, we didn't see all of these waits, all of these patient plays, but now we're seeing it. Ouch waiting in some of these situations, a lot of these situations, and getting so much out of it. Ouch, I feel like that experience is finally catching up to him, and we're really seeing the fruition of the play here.
Yeah, and dare I say, swagging on Leo a little bit, right? That dash dance.
There's a little bit of swag, yes.
When he just did the turnaround and stare at him, waiting for that roll at the end of game 4. I don't know, man. Ouch seems very confident right here. And you see that little smirk he's got on, right? He's definitely sure of his ability to do this. He just has to execute on it.
Here's the jab here, man. Such a close set, and we're just so early on in this bracket right now. It just really shows how stacked this tournament is and how really everyone is catching up to some of these top 5 players in the world.
No
the
way.
Dash attack off the top. Ouch now has the lead. Game 5 versus MK Leo.
The crowd is going absolutely wild. I wish you guys could be here in the building with us right now, because it's different, bro.
Oh, the dash attack, of course. MK Leo really utilizing that pirate dash attack more than the Mithra one, I feel.
Yeah, for real, right? That's his signature move, it feels like. Very much cut from the same cloth as Ike's dash attack, and I think Leo does feel right at home on Pyra for very similar reasons with that. Hold on, though. Ouch. 70% up with potentially the edge guard. Wow, the back hit, and he's back, though. Oh, but not for long. Didn't step the ledge fast enough, and now you're just dead. Oh, my God. Ouch is one stock away from defeating MK Leo.
MK Leo is going to have to clutch it up. Need to find this early stock, has the offstage situation, calls out the jump. Is there no jump on out?
No!
And he just delivers immediately. Now we're down to the final stretch, just like that, Max. I don't know what's going to happen.
Dude, what is going on, Charles? I literally don't know what to say. Ouch coming out with a pretty strong low percent combo. We're going to see the back throw set up. And
no way! Oh my God, that would have been it. That would have been it. Okay. Back to the ledge here, Ouch with full control. Finally, Leo get one smidge of an opening, but it doesn't count for that much. But Ouch gets the sour into the grab. Trying to catch the landing here, but Leo getting very aggressive, now getting a juggle of his own with the Mithra here.
Still just doing so little damage per hit. Oh, just barely too high for the back air to connect. You know what Ouch wants. He can't lose sight of this, though. You can't start swinging for the fences, and I think he's doing a really good job of staying patient. Oh my God.
Air, it's off stage here. The blaster forces the air dodge, the parry. Ouch is staying patient on this ledge. The back air tries to connect. Neutral has come out from Leo. It's set up into the pyre here. Oh, down air
no
into
way.
the outside. Is that going to be enough? It is. MK Leo takes it over Ouch on home turf. That was Ouch's game to win, Max, but Leo just clutching it up with the tried and true. Gets the downer with the pyre, which is the main confirm you want to see.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. And you just saw all of that in real time. Ouch. So close to landing so many finishers, right? Just getting a little bit too hungry, rushing it a little bit too hard, and Leo taking full advantage. I mean, let's be real. That killed at 70-something before the hit. That's crazy, right? But Leo knew. He knew. He was tapped into Ouch's game plan. He's like, yo, he's hungry. He wants to just hit me with something that's going to close out the game and nothing else. He won't settle for just any old neutral win. It has to be something that wins the game for him here. But the fact that he made that comeback from such ridiculous odds, I knew, too, on the second stock, Ouch's second stock, when Leo edgeguarded him, I was like, oh, no, if this kid gets impatient and wastes his double jump here, he's losing the set.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's the Wong factor, man. We got to figure out what we call it for Leo, but he just has that veteran presence, that intimidation.
I mean, we use the spam game for Leo, right? So maybe a form of that, but yeah, nonetheless, man. I mean, there's so many situations that Leo has been in where the other player just gets that feeling of like, oh, yo, I'm gonna beat MK Leo. Very reminiscent of that main stage grand finals, right? Spargo versus MK Leo, where Spargo was up an entire stock. It was Spargo's game to win, but right when you have that thought of like, yo, I'm about to beat Leo, it's about to happen, that's where Leo strikes the hardest. And you know, that confirm is very broken down here into up smash, but how many times did we see it during the set, Max?
One?
One time?
One time.
And it came in when it mattered. And that's why MK Leo is one of the best to do it in the history of Super Smash Bros. Because he just knows how to condition his opponent and get those openings when it matters, right? And when you're just watching, it's so beautiful because when you see other Pyramithra players, they're going to be spamming things like that in dire times of need. And Leo is so much more controlled in those scenarios.
You know what's crazy, Charles, is that Leo did spam it in a desperate situation. In game one, he was letting those downers rip like crazy, right?
Yeah,
and it didn't work. But then he kind of made Ouch forget about it, it feels like, right? Because at that point, he wasn't even fishing. It was just like, all right, I'm going to wait for you to come to me, even though I'm down. Right. I'm down, but I know you want to kill me, and that's what matters. You're not going to be firing as many lasers. You're not going to be going for as many grabs or safe nairs and stuff like that, right? You're shooting to kill. And that's when Leo is best. He's so good. He has such a pulse on other people's desire to beat him, like we've just said for pretty much the last 5 minutes, and it's remarkable every single time he pulls it off. I don't know, man. The guy's a clutch god. You can say what you want about Pyra and Mithra being a crazy character, how early that killed, but it doesn't matter. It's the thought behind it. It's the awareness, the patience, right? The dude is very zen, and even when he was like 14 years old at Smash Factor 4 back in 2014, we saw that quality in him. Even like usually the young players are a little spaghetti, a little nervous, could drop a big set. You know, Ouch I think is only 17 or 18 years old, right? He didn't even look like he was falling apart, but just the mentality of Leo is so ironclad. You can't get through it. He knows you want to beat him. He knows exactly how you want to do it, and he can capitalize on it. God damn, what a great set.
So crazy, and like you were pointing out, just understanding the feeling of your opponent, right? And he just knew exactly, like, okay, I know Ouch wants to close this out. What do you have to do to close out a set? You got to hit the opponent, right? And just off of that alone, Leo was able to create so many scenarios. And even when Leo got that hit on that second stock, well, you get the jump, you can set up a reversal hit, right? Leo scouting out all these different things, putting the puzzle pieces together, and the end result is him clutching up Game 5. And, I mean, how many times have we seen Leo clutch up Game 5?
Dude, I know, like, right? And
but it's so fun to watch every time. It never gets old. It never gets old.
We got to start talking about Game 4 Ouch, by the way, because he three-stocked Leo in Game 4. That's a statement. That is a huge statement. I can't believe that he didn't end up walking away with that one. I'm still kind of reeling from that. It looked like completely over.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't. It never is when MK Leo's on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. And now that you point that out, what a statement, right? It's like, oh, Game 4 Leo, I three-stocked that. Like, oh my goodness. All right, but we're going to be moving on to the next set here. And it looks like we got Mia versus Cola.
Mia versus
Cola.
All
right, so Cola got the JP bracket.
He really does. And, you know, the fact that Ryuo already took him to Game 5 and pushed him to his limit pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
A player who's not considered, like, top 10 in Japan.
Yeah.
And now you're going up against pretty much number 2, right behind Akala. Mia has really risen to the occasion, cemented himself as, if not the second best, certainly one of the top 5 in Japan. He's got incredibly consistent results.
Yep.
And he has also kind of turned the world on to just how good Game & Watch was, right? We've seen Meister doing it at a top level for years, but Mia has something a little bit different.
Yeah, and I think when you think about the character landscape of Ultimate, when there's one player doing big things with a character, then it's like, oh, okay, well, we're still trying to get a feel of how good this character is, right? But when there's multiple players that are in that top 5, top 10, top 20 with a specific character, then you start raising an eyebrow. Then you're like, wait, hold up, right? And I think Mia doing exactly that. Meister has always put Game & Watch on the map, but we're seeing a different type of Game & Watch, different type of style come into play as well, in a different region at that, and really showing off the potential of this character. And a lot of players are even, I'm starting to hear players say things like Game & Watch might be top 5, top 10. And that is a, in Fighter Pass 2 meta specifically, that's a very big jump.
It's remarkable to hear something like that, right? Considering there's, what, I think 10 DLC characters, right? The fact that Game & Watch is better than a lot of them is kind of crazy, but he also has a really good matchup spread, right? Kazuya particularly really struggles against Game & Watch, and pretty much anyone without a sword does not enjoy fighting this character. And even those with swords probably don't like it too much. That said, Mia running into Cola nice and early here, probably not the bracket he wanted to pull. Just Roy, despite probably being the shortest range of all the good sorties, he's so dangerous. He hits so hard. Game & Watch is incredibly light. He's going to die really early, but Cola has to hit him for that to even be a factor. And Mia's jungle game is unparalleled.
Yeah, and I always like to view Game & Watch as an anti-meta character, right? Even ledge trapping, we see this jab ledge trapping, it's very hard to react to Game & Watch's normal getup because he's a 2D character and he just goes from ledge immediately into normal getup and has some of the best out-of-shield game in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The Nair off the top is going to do the trick here. Mia showing off the flag as well, but immediately answering back with the forward tilt. But there's so many characters in Ultimate that want to mash on your shield and get so much out of it. Game & Watch, just a wall of thorns in that sense. You don't want to knock on that shield.
No, absolutely not. Even if you do have a sword, the scoop on the trampoline is just so wide. Otherwise, though, Game & Watch is out of shield, kind of shit. So
if you can outrange it, if you can outrange it, very quick. But the main thing is to outrange it, right?
Yeah, if Cole is able to stay at that max distance, right, which unfortunately for Roy is the sour spot of his sword, then he can get away with a few things. But right now we're just seeing Cola kind of struggle to get this chase down. Mia extending his lead so much, up about 80% right here. Well, 79.8%, I guess. But quick math. Now we got the ledge trap where it seems almost impossible to get back from. Cola forced into the air dodge off stage. Mia's going to be all over that. Some of the best edge guards, some of the best juggles. Really just advantage state. He might be one of the best, period.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but...
Dude, that's the Japanese air dodge. They don't directional air dodge into your face. They'll neutral air dodge.
It's a little bit more calculated, if you will. Harder to punish, but Cola ready for it nonetheless and getting a bunch of damage on top of that. The down air. Oh, but watch it. Okay, does get back to the ledge here. Mia going for a grab into the immediate spot dodge. Tries to get the neutral on the follow-up, and there is that Game & Watch up air. So good at trapping your landing, and just you do a falling up air, and you just go ahead and put pressure that is going upward, but your character's falling downward, right? So it just naturally sets up for traps.
Exactly. It's like a Falco pillar combo on the go, right?
I'll take that pillar combo to go, please.
Yes. Large fries as well. Animal style.
Animal style.
Oh, my God. Cola plays this game animal style, though.
Yes.
And no matter how good you are in these controlled situations, as Game & Watch, right, keeping your opponent in the air infinitely, right, the second he slips out of there, he's just going to hit you with some shit you've never seen in your life.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, that worked pretty well for him, turning things around in a big way. After he took Mia's second stock, it was just all his game.
Yeah, and a lot of players and a lot of the spectators is really hyping up Mia for this event. I believe this is the second time Mia is competing outside of Japan, the first time being Scuff World Tour. So we'll see how Mia does again on NA soil.
He also won Apex. Just
and
that.
Apex, my bad. Yeah, also won Apex as well. So third time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And pretty good results at both of those two events, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he finished at Scuff World Tour, but first at Apex, definitely huge. You know, didn't have the same like out-of-region attendance that an event like Battle of BC or Scuff World Tour would, but he still beat some really solid players to get there.
Yeah, and even at Scuff World Tour, I believe one of his losses was like Spargo and stuff like that. So obviously, a lot of players lose Spargo. So.
Yeah. No shame in that one. Pretty much the other front runner for #1 currently.
Yes, yes.
Him and Akala really neck and neck for that position.
All right, but Mia also wants to join in on that conversation. I mean, there's so many great players that are top 2 of each region, and most of them are here at this event, so it's really exciting. And if Cola is able to get a win on Mia, that's going to be huge for the resume for Cola.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Cola definitely a player who's had insane peaks, right? I think number 8 in the world was his highest ranking, and it's been kind of a rough season for him recently. I think people are starting to figure out how to deal with Roy a little bit better and just exploit some of those weaknesses. But if he gets a win on Mia here, I think that's kind of the momentum he needs. Cola, a very emotional, momentum-based player in and outside of the individual game, right? Depending on how good he's feeling going into the day, that's going to dictate his performance. So a Game 1 win here, already huge, but we're going to see Mia set the pace yet again, leading in the early parts of the game just like he was last time.
Yeah, and I love Mia's strategy with Game & Watch. So obviously Nair is a preemptive hitbox that you kind of throw out. You get a lot out of it, and you're essentially spacing out like it's a sword move. Oh, wait, the directional air dodge? You still have one mix here.
Dude, is bucket breaking in the game? He just pulled the bucket out in the corner, like in the blast zone, to try to save himself.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
know
too
if
sure
it's in
if
the game.
Like breaks your momentum or not, or if he's just using it as a stall. Could be using it as a stall too.
But he did it right out of hit stun. So
right.
I don't think it would occur to him if there wasn't some kind of like direct purpose, but I agree, yeah, the ledge stall, you know, or the offstage stall could be huge too. So either way, you know, some nerd, please hit us up on Twitter. Let us know if bucket breaking survived this game in some capacity.
Okay, but all these trades back and forth, 2 stock apiece here. I love the turnaround shield coming out from Cola, but the trusty neutral air coming out from Mia, just again commanding so much airspace, just like this up air as well, right? And when Mia does condition you into going into shield or retreating from him, that's when the forward airs come out, because forward air is so great on block. The down air not going to get the regrab here. Mia just drifting back with this safe neutral air.
Kind of a goofy mix-up right there. You saw him do drop off the ledge, double jump, air dodge back, and still made it back because obviously Game & Watch's up B goes super far, but it threw Cola off. It got Mia back in the mix, and suddenly this is his opening, his edge guard, his ledge trap maybe. No. Okay, wow. Cola going to break free somehow through the storm of bacon right there. One of the most imposing ledge traps in the game. It feels like there's no answer sometimes, but just a quick spot dodge got him out, got him the stock, and yet again, Cola looking like he's poised to take this game. He had to make a huge comeback to do it in the first game, and definitely a less huge comeback, but still started off trailing here. Oh no.
Drag down back air into another back air, because why not? I mean, so much multi is just covering around that ledge, and really Mia just needs to trade with one hit on that Roy up B or just catch the double jump. Does exactly that to keep this game even. What a beautiful fall through the platform into the up air, getting a ton of damage here, just controlling the center area of Smashville. This is probably why Mia opting to go for the stage. Look at the control in this area right here. Like, how do you get through that, right?
Yeah, I mean, shout outs to Coney, his favorite term, the house above you, right? But when you have a vertical projectile like Game & Watch, like Mega Man, right? It's a very rare asset in Smash, but man, it is so annoying to fight through the platform, and we're going to see the forward tilt come through. Wow, this time it's Mia pulling off the comeback. Cola was leading 2 stocks to 1, but it didn't matter. Did not face this kid at all, and we've talked about young players, you know, mentality, how strong are you when you're down or when you're pushed to your limit. Right. Mia, I think, really does kind of echo that MK Leo style of just not cracking.
Yeah, and when you're playing a character like Game & Watch as well, you can get so much out of certain situations. So I think Mia having extreme faith in his character. The last time I talked to Abadongo near Kaguribi 10, he said that Shuton and Mia both think that Game & Watch is top 5 character in the game. So Mia has a lot of faith in his own character.
Oh, yeah, I feel like you have to when you win so much, right? It's like, well, obviously this character's good if I keep winning.
Yeah, I think that kind of mentality, too, helps you improve a lot, because you're never going to blame your character, right? If you think your character's top 5, you shouldn't be blaming your own character, because it's obviously good enough.
If you don't think your character's top 5, why are you playing them? That's just me, though.
True.
I'm a big tier list enjoyer / abuser.
There you go. Big same. And you got to when you're trying to compete at this level of bracket, right? Yep. And, you know, we do see some low-tier character runs here and there, but especially at a tournament like Battle of BC, we'll see if that happens here, because the talent pool is just so thick. And when we say thick talent pool, well, they're also playing very, very strong characters, too.
Oh, she thick. Talking about her talent pool, obviously.
Obviously.
Anyway, we got a pretty even scrap yet again. I mean, even in games, relatively even in percents, but it's going to be Cola catching Mia, reaching at the ledge there. That whiff dash grab, going to be a death sentence for him. And now this is very doable for Cola. He just has to get some of these openings, establish that extra credit, because Mia is so good at ripping the lead away from you. Yeah,
once Game & Watch gets a lead, the damage comes easy with Game & Watch. Like, damage is almost, I don't want to say it's free, but it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, you get that down throw, you're good for 50-60% minimum, right?
Yeah.
It's just landing the kill move, that final blow. Oh my god, and here we go, the guaranteed ledge trap, bacon into whatever the hell you want. This time it's going to be forward tilt, closing the door on Cola's first stock here, but still, your Game & Watch, one of the lightest characters in the entire game, bro.
A million damage upcoming.
Well, like you said, man, the damage comes easy, right? There's the 50.
Yeah, and then down air to get back to the ground so you can continue the juggle. Mia really showing up the drag down there into the up B as well. There's the bomb, and just almost immediately back into the game here. And one thing that Abadongo stressed to me a lot when he thought about how strong this character is, he just says a lot of things Game & Watch almost does for you, right? The bacon ledge trapping, so strong and so effective, and things like up air juggles. There's the edge guard. Is it enough? Another uppie, but the angle is high. The bomb has to connect. The down air still not going to catch Cola on the way up. Cola finally tasting what the stage feels like to be on, and gets a forward tilt while he's at it.
Bro, I feel like Mia just booby traps every corner of the screen. It's like, oh, you got a bomb here, you got 7 bacons here. Oh, also, there's a chair as soon as you get through it all, and you're dead.
And I'm jabbing ledge roll too, by the way.
Yeah, because why not? Oh, and you got close to me? Here's an up B. I thought you would enjoy that. Very thoughtful of you, Mia. Oh, and the key as well. The key to success, man. Getting him down, not even from a great distance, right? I think that's when the key is most effective, when it's not so telegraphed all the way at the top of the screen. And now we're seeing him start to bring this back, but Cola trying to shut it down. There we go, 2 up airs, nothing to follow. Oh no, but suddenly it's going to be an even game, bro. The combos literally write themselves for this character.
Yeah, the way that Mia is setting up certain like up airs too, so you can get an up B follow-up. Most other Game & Watches might just go for double up air, but Mia understanding, hey, I want to actually use up B to fan him off stage and set up a forward air, so I force the double jump and stuff like that. It's those little things that Mia's optimizing about the character in terms of positioning and how to end the combo. Oh, the single jab into the pratfall there.
Wow, amazing. Calling out the get-up attack, just hovering slightly over it with the back air, getting the whiff punish, and suddenly, dude, Cola is down in a big way. Both characters could die at any moment here, though. Of course, this is Game & Watch. He could just explode on one hit, but it's not going to happen. Cola unable to get close enough to him. And I don't know, man. Just the back and forth is so crazy. Again, we saw Mia on his last stock before Cola was, but as soon as he got his hands on him at 0, it was just non-stop damage.
And again, I just have to shout out the way Mia is playing this character. So he uses the Nair, right? The Nair and the Baron neutral to force you into like shield or defensive maneuver options, and then starts dropping fares. When he stops dropping fares, the counterplay is hit the bomb, right? Well, guess what Mia did just there? Threw out the forward air, drifted back, made Cola swing out the back air to swing at the bomb, but the chair was buffered immediately, and getting the whip punish on that fair. The way Mia is setting up these KO scenarios is phenomenal. Amazing show off of what the character is capable of.
He just gives you something to deal with at every corner, and the second you thought you got through it, he has the next trap waiting for you, man. This guy's got a full field in Yu-Gi-Oh! At all times, though. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, you know, when this game came out, people weren't so hot on that bomb forward here, right? They're like, oh, I missed the credit card. I missed just having like a good kill move, right? But nah, man, when it just took the right person to figure out how to use these new tools, and suddenly you got true block strings into grab. You got all kinds of whiff punish setups because your opponent is forced to deal with it. Almost plays like an assist in some ways.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like Game & Watch is more of a setup character the way up air and forward air work, where they're like kind of set up trappy tools, and Mia is abusing that to the fullest here, and now with the lead here, game 4, Cola needs some answers, and he needs them quick. The jab block into the offset, and it combos into Nair. Oh my god.
Dude, get out of here. That's ref. Illegal move.
Yellow card on the field.
Please, for real. Up smash into neutral air and a ton of damage to follow. This one really getting away from Cola. He needs to figure out something, and fast. This has been a set of comebacks, Charles, but I don't know if Cola has enough gas left in the tank.
There's, oh my god. What?
Whoa.
You can do it again? Okay. What a mash coming out from Cola. That berry on the down smash is very powerful. So incredible match, but Mia just running it right back.
Bro, you know the classic Cola pop-off where he like catches the Holy Ghost and stomps around on stage and shit? He just did that on his controller to get out of the ground right there. My god. But now he's down 1 stock to 3. It is pretty much curtains at this point, unless Cola figures out something in a big way. You've got to start basic, though, and get this first stock off. Don't let it be a 3 stock after such a competitive set.
Yeah, and I mean, Mia really showing off that anti-meta qualities. We're talking about Game & Watch offstage situation here. Another bomb to catch the air dodge, and a 3 stock to end that set. Cola looking so strong in the beginning, but Mia just firing back so powerful. And with all those reads, and man, I mean, towards the end, just making it look hopeless.
It did. It looked and felt hopeless by the end of that. And I don't know what it was that Mia figured out, right? He was able to put Cola on ice, kind of slow him down, right? And once that happened, he couldn't do anything. Yeah. I'll be honest, man.
Yeah.
Enough juggles where you're getting up aired and then naired and then up beat and then up aired again, right? It really starts to eat away at your mentality. And Cola, that's a big thing for him, right? He's got to be feeling good to play good.
Yeah, we're going to check out some of these replays, but Game & Watch is definitely one of those characters that I'll call it the downward spiral effect, where when you lose the lead and you get hit once, it can just, it feels like it drains your mentality meter if there was one, right? Where it's just like, oh man, this is so rough. I'm still getting up aired. I'm still off stage. I'm still getting back, and I'm still getting edge guarded. Even the berries and all that stuff. And Mia really just showcasing how powerful this forward air can be with Game & Watch when used with the conditioning of back air, of neutral air, and my goodness, it was great to see all these different setups, man. Like forward air into the immediate chair or forward tilt as well to catch someone trying to swing onto that forward air. The bomb is so strong. Yeah, they get stuck there and hit lag on the bomb, right? Exactly.
It's not insignificant, especially with a character like Roy,
right there,
when he hits his sweet spot, incurs additional hit lag, right?
Yeah.
So that gives Mia extra frame advantage, and he took full advantage of it, man. But this game, once it got to game 4, it felt completely helpless for Cola, man. Yeah, it's just like, oh, I figured out your pattern of landing or of dealing with my setup tools, right? So I'm just going to switch up my pattern a little bit, and I'm going to capitalize on the counterplay to that.
Right.
And that's why I think so many people struggled to beat Mia, especially the first time they play him, because they've never seen a Game & Watch like this, and his setups are just so polished, so elaborate. You don't get away with anything for free against this guy. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to jump into some ad reads here. We're going to check it out.
Oh, wait. Hold on. That's supposed to be on my phone. I got you right now.
Of course, make sure to view...
Wait, I'm never getting hired again, bro. Dude, the Discord... Oh, you got it. All right, cool. Thanks, Charles.
So, of course, make sure to view VODs and more on the YouTube channel. We got all the VODs here. I mean, if you want to make sure you catch every single hype set, make sure to check it out. MKLeo versus Spargo, obviously, like all these different hype sets. I mean, speaking of MKLeo sets, that MKLeo set versus Ouch, if you missed it, you got to go back and see it. And, of course, you can do that on the YouTube, right?
Yeah, shout out to Gallant, man. They are really putting PNW and particularly BC on their backs. Kevin Deere, got Arnaud, triple threat. Jared, my boy Lean, Samuel, all these guys, they put their heads together and came up with one of the best tournaments of all time this weekend. So guys, sub to the YouTube, make sure you are able to catch the VODs, and of course, a great way to support this tournament directly with some cash dollars back into the TO's pockets, because spoilers, it's not cheap to do this. Check out the merch shop. It's right on the StartGG/BoBC. And you know where to find it. These designs are fresh, and by the way, they're all made by local artists, which is really cool, right? Like, these guys are giving back to their scene by commissioning the artists to make stuff for their own event, right? And it all it's the circle of life. I pay you to make this design. People pay me for the shirts with the design. Everybody wins.
Yeah, it's
and then
it's
you
the
get some fire
ecosystem.
merch.
Yeah, and it's so great. And of course, attention all gamers, are you tired of slow internet speeds ruining your gaming experience? Look no further than Novus, gig fast internet. Our fiber optic network delivers unlimited data and symmetrical speeds to ensure you never experience lag or buffer again. Say goodbye to frustrating gameplay and hello to uninterrupted gaming sessions. Sign up for Novus, gig fast internet, and take your gaming to the next level.
Yeah, bro, I need to hit these guys up because I'd be raging online.
Yeah. Bad internet and gaming, it's a horrible pair. So
Terrible.
Novus will hook you up and make sure you are all good at that. The only other horrible combo that I can think of that's with gaming and like bad internet is like gaming and when it's hot out, man. Sweating and gaming, like literally sweating and gaming, horrible combination.
Bro, I'm sweating just sitting in this chair watching these matches.
Oh, because they're so intense, man. I mean, these internet, and we're getting the international showdowns right off the rip. That's what I'm loving so much about this block. But before we get into more of the amazing action here at Battle of BC5, we're going to take a quick break, so make sure to stay tuned and check out the other streams as well. We'll be right back.